Hey guys, Crewman here. With Bitcoin having cracked 41,000 as the time of filming, there's a lot more interest in mining. GPU mining is on the rise, everybody wants to know about mining, and a question that came up to me, which may cause me to eat a little bit of crow: what is the best value GPU for crypto mining right now? I'm sad to say it is no longer the 3070. We have a new champion. It is the 4060 Ti, the GPU I made a video about 6 months ago telling everybody not to buy it for mining because it was terrible. And by terrible, I had meant terrible value. Well, now when we look at the price of 3070s in the used market, that terrible value that the 4060 Ti's had compared to the 3070s is now gone. 3070 is creeping up towards the $250 sold mark on eBay. You can still get them for less, but it's becoming a lot more difficult. While the 4060 Ti can easily be had for $400 at most major retailers. Now, Best Buy is my preferred shopping method of choice, as you get rewards points with them. You can get them easily at Newegg as well for $400. So in my video, my chief reasoning for not buying a 4060 Ti was the price compared to 3060 Ti's in this video. Well, as you can see, that was the price 6 months ago. Now let's look at the price now for the 3070 and the 3060 Ti. You can see the cost of a 24 GPU mining farm with all 4060 Ti's would cost you about $9,600. Now this isn't taking into account tax or anything, it's just the listed prices of the MSRP versus eBay. Now in eBay, you have a $350 average, so 24 3070s would be looking at $8,400, which essentially is only a $1,200 difference, when before you were looking at about a $5,000 to $6,000 difference. So let's look at some quick comparisons. We'll look at their memory comparison. The 4060 Ti does not do as well as the 3070 on Ethash or a memory heavy algorithm, as we all know. However, if you look at the wattage used, now when I'm doing this, I'm doing total watts of the farm because I wanted to show you guys at scale versus at just one-to-one comparison, because if you're looking at GPU mine right now, you're looking to get some kind of scale going before the bull run hits. And you can see the efficiency is essentially the same between the 4060 Ti and the 3070. So while you're getting less hash, you're just as efficient. Or when we go to the core algorithms, though, that's when everything really starts to change. If you look at the 4060 Ti versus the 3070, we're using RxD as an example. We're using medium overclocks from hashrate.no as our example, as I find these are actually pretty accurate. We're getting 812 megahash on a 4060 Ti versus 712 megahash on a 3070. Your total, and we're using a lot less power to do it, as the total watts of the farm is 1,584 for the 4060 Ti farm versus almost 2,000 for the 3070 farm. The efficiency is 12.3 megahash per watt for the 4060 Ti versus 8.79 megahash per watt for the 3070. Now, I'll come back to the 3060 Ti comparison in just a second. So when 3070s could easily be had for $200, it made 0 sense to buy a 4060 Ti because they never scaled on the same level. It wasn't even close. Efficiency didn't matter at that point, because when you were getting 24 3070s for the cost of 12 4060 Ti's, efficiency it just didn't matter unless you needed a super dense setup, but even then it was still hard to justify. But that was 6 months ago, and fast forward to now, and you are looking at a nearly linear scale when you look at a $400 4060 Ti versus about a $350 3070. So right now you are basically paying $1,200 more over the course of a 24 GPU farm, or $50 per GPU, and you get more efficiency, equal or better efficiency by about 35 to 40% when we're talking about core algorithms, and you get a full-blown 2 to 4 year warranty. Now, my farm is quickly approaching the end of its warranties for basically everything but my EVGA cards, which only have maybe 4 to 6 months left of their warranty. And I know if I was looking to scale for the long run, I think I'd rather spend $50 to get warranty coverage across the farm. So for now, at least, because everything could change as far as prices go, the 4060 Ti is my go-to for GPU mining for new miners or miners looking to expand their farm. Even the 3060 Ti, which is starting to creep up to about the $300 mark, just isn't worth it compared to a $400 4060. They just don't scale as well, and as you can see from this chart, they get blown out of the water by efficiency in core algorithms, even worse than the 3070 does, and they're the same as far as the 3070 goes in terms of memory algorithms. And because they're only $100 less, you're not going to scale as well. You will end up with about 25% more GPUs. You'll end up with basically one extra rig is one extra 3060 Ti rig. Say you'll have 5 3060 Ti rigs versus 4 4060 Ti rigs. Again, we're assuming 6 cards per GPU mining rig. And the efficiency, especially on core algorithms, you're looking at a 60% efficiency decrease from the 3060 Ti to the 3060 Ti to the 4060 Ti, and you're not getting that warranty that we were talking about. And if the 3060 Ti creeps up higher in price, which I fully expect it to hit probably $325, maybe even $350 in the near future, I would certainly not consider buying any of those for mining at that price point, or when you have 4060 Ti's easily available for MSRP right now. Now, will that change in the future? This could very well change in the near future, especially if people start scooping up 4060 Ti's and they sell out. But as of right now, at the time of recording this, I would be only buying 4060 Ti's as far as NVIDIA GPUs go for cryptocurrency mining right now. Now, if you can somehow still get 3070s for $200, then that totally changes the equation. But I have not seen any of those recently, not for, probably a month or two, and I think those days are long over. So thank you for watching this. I hope this helped you, and I'm quite surprised that we are where we are. But I think it's only going to get worse when we hit the new year, especially if Bitcoin keeps going up. If Bitcoin hits 45 or even 50,000, oh boy. Now remember, Bitcoin was only at 30,000 a few months ago. I think maybe like a month ago, we were hitting about 27, 28,000 on Bitcoin. If you're looking to get those GPUs to start scaling your farm before everything gets silly, I think now is the time. None of this is financial advice, and you could easily be following me off a cliff if you listen to my advice. But I'm just putting my opinion out there for everyone to listen to. Thank you for watching. Cruteman out.